What's up, Facebook and Twitter? As you can see, I'm solo today. Josh is busy, and I'm busy later and tomorrow. I'm just busy the rest of the week. So I wanted to get this out before the championship game tonight. As we all know by now, Oklahoma got absolutely steamrolled. And they lost by 44, I believe. Let me see real quick. Yeah, and that's after they won by 23. They beat Villanova by 23 in December. So it's just a huge turnaround. A few of my notes that I thought were really interesting was just how tough Villanova's road was to get where they are. They beat a solid Iowa team. I'm not going to talk about UNC Asheville because they're not any good, but they beat a solid Iowa team 87-68, followed up by a win over Miami 92-69. And those are two teams that were in the top 10 at some point during the year. Then you have Kansas, they beat by 5. And then obviously Oklahoma 95-51. And they called off the Dogs. I feel like they could have scored 115 if they wanted. They just did everything they wanted to. Shot 71%. It was just a beatdown. North Carolina didn't have nearly as tough a schedule. They beat Florida Gulf Coast, Providence, Indiana, who's a good team, but not on the level of, say, Miami or even Iowa, I don't think. Notre Dame, and then Syracuse. Then you have, sorry, I was just thinking ahead. You had the 1960 Buckeyes coached by Fred Taylor that are behind Villanova on the scoring margin list. They had Jerry Lucas and John Havlicek, 6 players drafted into the NBA, and they had Bob Knight, who's the winningest coach in NCAA history, on that Buckeyes team. And that is, let me look real quick. They shot 67%. They had, 67% in 1960 in the Final Four. And ahead of them were Villanova twice. The national championship game in 1985, Villanova shot 78%. And then this year they shot 71%. So Villanova is 1-2 on the all-time margin of win list. They're 1-2. And that Buckeyes team that I mentioned that was coached by Fred Taylor from Zanesville led the nation, scoring 90.4 points a game in 1960. That's 20 points more than anyone else in the country in 1960. So it was really unheard of. That's still a school record to this day for the Buckeyes. And in that 3-year career of Havlicek and Lucas, freshmen couldn't play basketball then. The Buckeyes went 78-6, never lost at home, and they were in the title game twice after 1960 in a row. So 1961-62 and 62-63, where they lost to another Ohio team, Cincinnati, and that team was loaded as well. They lost to them by 11, I think, in 61, and the other game was an overtime thriller. It was a good game the year after that, so it was a really, really good team. Other than that, I think we're going to see a really good game tonight. I think Carolina's going to win by, I'll say, 7. Obviously, it could go either way. I just don't see Villanova being able to dominate inside as they did. Well, they dominated from outside and inside against Oklahoma, but I don't see that happening again. That was historic. And Carolina's been very good. So I think it's just going to be a really good game. I'm rooting for Nova. We'll just see what happens. And other than that, this is it for NCAA. So we'll talk to you about baseball starting this week and the Masters and then the NFL. Can't get out of here without saying my Pirates opened the season yesterday with a 4-1 win. But other than that, we'll talk to you later. Thanks.